challenge, and that war at this point.
Oh, Lockhart, wide and loose.
Look
and there goes Hendricks. He's got the scent. Watch it in the replay. Cooper behind Lockhart, and you can see the tail wagging. In goes Cooper. You want to open the door? I'm inside, he says. And now Lockhart's dropped a position. Look at again. Here comes Legacy down the main straight. Tucks out alongside Hendricks as they go down into the carousel. Under braking. Catches up to Cooper. Cooper's getting off to Lockhart. And now they're side by side. You see the bobble as they're fighting it. Hendricks stays to the inside, pushes Legacy to the outside, onto the dirt, and there, look, on the left-hand side, there goes Riggins right inside. You know, Legacy was just on the rev limiter, just cost him a little bit of time right there, Jim.
Now 4 cars in front of Scott at this point, and that is Boris said leading, and dust booted up all over. This war continues. Hendricks will not give up.
Hendricks and Riggins got the better of him because while Hendricks is from South Carolina, you know what? There's a Georgia boy in car 22. That's Tommy Riggins, and they're not going to yield at all.
Oh, Hendricks is bashing tailpipe here on Riggins at this point. Now he backs off a touch, but what a train coming down this straightaway, John.
Lockhart, Riggins in the blue car, Hendricks in the red car, and there goes Legacy. Oh, what a great pass. He's got him clean. It must be clean. Hendricks is passed by Legacy as the battle continues. They close up on Tommy Riggins, and they are all over Peter Lockhart. And you got to feel sorry for Lockhart. He is wounded.
We will be back with more of this great action from Mid-Ohio right after this break.
The Chevy Indy V8 that powered last year's Indy 500 winner is now more responsive, more efficient, more powerful. One reason is it's now equipped with this onboard engine computer, which is important, not because it's on Chevy-powered race cars like this, but because it was developed on Chevrolets like this first.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. Today's Chevrolet.
The 1989 Corvette, America's only world-class sports car. A car with great performance developed by General Motors engineers. This is Powell Motorsports Skill Driver Training. We put you behind the wheel of a new Corvette and immerse you in a unique 3-day driving program. Join John Powell and his staff. You will study the art of driving, of speed and safety. Corvette and skill driving on the track at Mosport Park. Experience power under control. The heartbeat of America thumps on this beautiful road course in Mid-Ohio.
We're watching car number 22, Tommy Riggins, battling with Peter Lockhart in the flame-painted number 11 and Scott Legacy in the white number 17 car. Lockhart's in trouble. He's not handling well. Tommy Riggins in the number 22 car is driving an inspired race. There's nothing getting in his way as he moves up.
Riggins is having a terrific race. He started 11th, and now he's battling for 3rd.
Riggins is incredible. We cannot get him qualified up front, but it just doesn't seem to matter. When he gets on the racetrack and it's time to race, he races.
Boris and Cooper are pulling away. It does not look like he has a chance to catch them, but with 14 laps down, what do you think?
I think he can do it. I'd bet on it. He, like I said, there's just a way to go by people, and if there's any way, he'll do it.
Tommy Riggins is all over the Canadian Peter Lockhart, and I mean all over him, John. Now tries to get by him.
It's only a matter of time. Riggins is going to take that man, and Peter just made it easy.
Look at that. He's off on the lawn. He's way out. In fact, 3 cars flew by Peter Lockhart there. He's now well back in the pack.
Riggins, Legacy, and Hendricks all went by Lockhart. Let's look at it inside Legacy's car.
Okay, from Legacy's vantage point, we'll see Peter drift off to the outside of the course. In fact, he appeared to literally just drift away, John.
The car is not working right, and now Riggins is after Cooper. And what's going through Cooper's head at this point? I gotta tell you, Cooper's saying, go on by. I'm not gonna fight you.
Are you serious? Look at the aggression out of Tommy Riggins here. He is having a shot at Cooper, and, well, maybe you're right, John. He let him by.
Cooper is a master strategist. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars at stake here, Jim, for the championship.
And not only money in this championship, one of the major prizes offered in 1989 is an opportunity we all dream about, and that is the subject of today's True Sports Track Fact. True Sports, the official choice of the Corvette Challenge.
Incredibly fast, incredibly sophisticated, and it's a vehicle that creates a shocking experience, sending bolts of lightning up and down your spine when you're standing next to the racetrack when one of these beauties streams by. The American Indianapolis car. Now, this happens to be the True Sports Lola, and it's the dream of almost every single American race driver to sit behind the wheel of one of these Indy cars. This is also the subject of this week's True Sports Track Fact, because one of the accolades that goes with winning this year's Corvette Challenge is a chance to test drive for Steve Horn and the True Sports team one of these beauties.
One of the things about racing, you've got to be looking towards the future, and with the Corvette Challenge, I think it's a really exciting series. The cars are very evenly matched, relatively hard to drive quickly, I think, so we're pleased to be involved. I think the thing a driver's got to have is race experience. He's got to be able to go out there and race. But I think an important part of this is the ability to listen and learn, and also be smooth on the racetrack.
It's such a struggle when you're trying to, show your abilities in front of, potential teams you want to drive for. And it's a tough game to try and get ahead out there, let alone, trying to get enough money to go out and pay for a ride to show this. And, you take so much from the sport that at times you have to give something back to it. And this is their way of giving something back between Budweiser, Red Roof Inns, and obviously True Sports. This is a little something that means so much more than a dollar to a team or something like that. It's an opportunity for a young driver who showed well in the Corvette Challenge to come on and show his abilities in cars.
The Corvette Challenge wars continue. This time it's Bobby Carradine in the red car number 65, proving himself underneath Peter Lockhart. He passes Lockhart. Carradine started dead last. He has now passed the man who led the early running.
This pilot at number 65, Bobby Carradine, I thought he was an actor, John.
An actor who races on weekends, Bobby Carradine says he's a racer who acts during the week.
I'll tell you, this chart shows you how Bobby Carradine has clawed his way through this Corvette Challenge field today.
It's no act, and no act as Lou Gelati in car number 2 is out of his car. This is not the freeway, Lou. Your doors are open. There's something wrong.
Lou dives inside the Corvette. I believe he's got a fire happening inside there, John.
Jim, he's pulled the pin on the fire extinguishing system. There it goes, and the fire will be put out. Why is the car caught on fire? I suspect the exhaust system has been damaged in all this close racing action, burning the firewall insulation.
Pace cars out. Yellow flies around Mid-Ohio after 31 laps of the leaderboard. We will rock on with Boris Said in front of this Corvette Challenge after this.
NASCAR drivers are in a tight race for the championship. Their next challenge, the Monster Mile at Dover Downs. See the Peak Performance 500, Sunday afternoon, live on ESPN.
We're back with the Corvette Challenge in Mid-Ohio, but it's under the yellow flag.
They put the fire out of a burning Lou Gelati, and they put the fire out of car 22. Tommy Riggins charged to the front. He'll have to settle for second. But look, Boris Said is going to win this one. A great win, his first for young Boris Said.
Let's have a look at these final standings. Boris Said wins it in Mid-Ohio. Tommy Riggins, a marvelous second place. Cooper, Legacy, Hendricks. Look at this, though. The Trans Am guys, Kendall and Max Jones. Then Bobby Carradine with a great run today.
The die is cast in the championship. Bill Cooper is still our leader, followed by Peter Lockhart in second, Scott Legacy in third. Tommy Riggins is fourth. Tommy Kendall is fifth. With Boris Said's fine win, he is now seventh in the championship.
Boris Said, after several close calls the past 2 seasons, has finally won his first victory in the Corvette Challenge. You can see him celebrating. The first question I have for you is, what music were you listening to? Everybody's going to want to know what that was.
Zebra.
All race long? Did the tape last?
Nah, just about half the race.
Boris, it must feel good on the inside. You've been close so many times and finally coming home first.
Feels great, and I couldn't have done it without Billy Powell and Sony and all my friends in Connecticut that gave me confidence to do it.
The race looked very easy from watching along pit road. Was it a routine race for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was just giving it 150%. My car worked perfect, and it just stuck like glue, and it seemed easy.
Well,
Well, I had a feeling that the car would be good just based on the 2 laps I had in the morning, and I had no pressure. I mean, I can't do any worse than where I'm starting, so, you know, the only place I had to go was up, and I just figured if I kept my head on straight and stayed out of trouble, that the race would come to me, and it did.
The Corvette Challenge has now had 5 different race winners in a row, and after today's race, there's one more man who thinks that his time on the top step of the victory podium is coming very soon, and that's Tommy Riggins. Based on his performance today, he could be right.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing in the end. You know, Boris just was fortunate that we got to wrestling each other in the back, and he got away from us. But the Texas American team car worked real good, and you know, I got some brakes and just was able to work through traffic. The car was handling good and just ran out of time. But we're happy with second. We came a long way back. We didn't have a good qualifying, unfortunately, and we just did the best I could.
I'll go for the win if it comes to me. Otherwise, I just don't make any mistakes, try to drive a good race. In this race, Boris didn't make any mistakes. He deserves it. He drove really well. And Tommy Riggins drove through traffic like there was no stopping him. So, I mean, they deserve their position and made no mistakes, and I ended up third.
Step up. That's your place.
We built this country on rock and roll. Teenage heartthrob Boris said wins. Tommy Riggins, an outstanding second. Bill Cooper is fabulous in third.
For John Powell and Larry Newberg, I'm Jim Polson, leading you into the second decade of great motorsports coverage on ESPN, brought to you by Goodyear, because there really is a difference. And Mid-America Designs. Don't you dare miss the 10th round of the Corvette Challenge when we roar onto Road America.